Okay, this is a quick look at WestonNissan.com to start with. When you land on the page, you've got this, they want to access your your location. This is not necessary. Everything the website needs, it can get from the IP address. So this is just, it gets in the user's way. There's no reason to have this here. So we're going to block that. Then if we look, we've got these cookies. Again, there's no reason to start setting cookies on the homepage. They haven't even picked anything yet. Why would you start putting cookies on somebody's browser when they're on the homepage? There's nothing there or any reason for that to happen. Next, right off the bat, there's a bunch of stuff here. To start with, you've got these links to Facebook, X, whatever that one is, and I guess that's YouTube over on the end. Those links bleed page rank. The page rank is used for Google to rank a website. That should be used internally, but what they're doing is they're bleeding it off to Facebook, X, and those other websites. So it's hurting this website's rankings. Two, if you click on that link, Facebook will tailor those ads, all of them, will tailor the ads on the website to meet where the user's coming from. They want to try and show you what you're looking for. Since you're coming off the Nissan website, if you go over to Facebook now, most likely you'll see a bunch of ads for Nissan and dealerships in this area because they see you coming from the website. So by linking to them, one, the idea is to get traffic from Facebook, X, and those websites and not send traffic to them. But two, you're going to allow your customers to see your competition's ads when they go over there. And three, there's a third reason. I can't think of it now. There was 3 reasons why you shouldn't do that, but I can't remember the third reason. But anyway, it would come down the page right here. This is the exact opposite of something that's ADA compliant. If it's ADA compliant, that means if I go to a restaurant, they have to have a wheel access right next to the door that everybody else is going through. They can't put me through the back door. They can't say, hey, listen, since you're in a wheelchair, you got to come in to the side. It's got to be right there in the front, or you can get fined. You can get fined $50,000. The fines start at $50,000. This website is like you have to build the ramp. It's like they say, hey, look, here's some wood and some tools. You need to build you a ramp to get into the restaurant. Here, you've got to pick and choose what you want to have. It's not ADA compliant. It's the exact opposite. The user experience has to be the same for the guy with the disability as it is for the guy without the disability. The next thing is every test ever done has shown that these sliders kill conversions. This is like and look how fast it's going. I guess you can pause it over here. But sliders kill conversions. Nobody clicks on them. Nobody likes them. All this text, everything that's going on, it makes it confusing. That's not the way that you should set up. This should be a hero image that kind of nods at the call to action. And the call to action should be the one thing you want me to do when I land here. The next thing, it would come down here to the bottom. I bet you there's a link to the web designer. This is designed by dealer.com. And this is a link to the dealer website, and more links that are bleeding link juice and are off topic and do absolutely nothing for the website. And then if we click on this, now we're going to go to the dealer's website. The dealer's website is going to be just as poorly designed as this website because the dealer doesn't care about code or anything else. That's obvious from the design right here. Why? When you set up a website for SEO, this Nissan dealer near Miami, it should be a Nissan dealer in Miami near, I guess I'm not sure exactly what people would be searching for. You have to do the search engine stuff. But when you land on the website, that title tag should be the first thing you see here. You should have, I'm interested in, somewhere you should have the same text in an H1 tag, in your header tag. You should have Nissan dealers near Miami, and you should have that right here in the text. You should have it throughout the page. The SEO is not done correctly on the website, which means not only can the website get fined for not being ADA compliant, but the SEO is not set up correctly. The optimization, I mean, there's just so much going on. It's really confusing. There's a lot going on. You've got all these different options, new, year, make, models. And now all these filters and everything they've got on here. If we look at just the homepage for right now, if we come and this is Google's tool. Google says if a website is not, if you don't have the first content pane in a second, that they're not going to spy to the website as often or as deep. So that means even though you've got all these pages and all this stuff going on, Google's not going to see all that because they're not going to be able to get to those pages because they're going to limit how deep they crawl the website and how often they crawl it. The next thing is 41.8 seconds to fully load. That's almost a minute to load. Google said, we'll start with Amazon. Amazon calculated that a page load slowdown of just 1 second. If their page slowed down by 1 second, it would cost them $1.6 billion a year. Walmart said that at every 1 second improvement in page load times, they saw a 2% increase in sales, or in conversions, or sales. But so, and also, you could keep going. You've got Amazon said 1.6, Walmart said 2. Google said that a 400 millisecond lag time when their website slowed down by just 5 milliseconds, it cost them 20% of their traffic. So they saw a 20% drop in search traffic for a 0.5 millisecond slow time in load times. Amazon said that for every 100 millisecond in load times, or in improvement in load times, they saw a 1% increase in sales. Google said for every 3 seconds, if a website takes 3 seconds to load, it will lose 53% of its traffic. And this was from studying their ad network. And what was the name? This is called Dealer.com. Let's see if that's over here on this Dealer Spike. I'm not sure. So Dealer.com is not one of Harley Davidson's stuff, I don't guess. I was going to see what their prices were. I mean, you can see what these people are charging these dealerships: $449 a month, $699, $999. These dealerships pay a lot of money per month for these websites, and they're the worst designed websites, worst coded websites. If you look, this thing has so many errors in it that the W3C, which is the validation website, if it's not W3C valid, it's not ADA compliant, which this website's not ADA compliant for. I mean, it's got 49 alerts, 18 contrasting errors, a main error here. Even with their tool, it's got all kinds of errors and everything else on it. When you look at this, you've got, let's see, if we go to new cars, if I click on new cars, instead of going to the new cars, we've got a drop down menu where then you've got to pick from what's from their other menu. And what happens is somebody lands on the website, they'll click through a couple times, and then they'll say, wow, this thing's so slow, I don't want, and see here it doesn't do anything. If I click this, nothing happens. If we say get e-price, what is so you got to fill out something to get a price. See payment options. We got the payment options here. The colors, if we click on black, we get black, I guess. If we click on blue, we get blue. We take off the black. So that seems to be working. But in addition to this, if we look at the service and parts, so we come over here and we say, okay, service and parts. Again, we get a drop down. We've got scheduled service, service and parts, coupon, service department, tire center, oil change, brake service. There's nothing here to buy parts. I don't see any service and parts coupons, but I don't see anything. There's no parts on this website. And you see how long it takes. I mean, if you're a customer and you're looking and you're waiting for this stuff to load, you get tired waiting pretty quick. But they don't sell any parts on here. You've got dealerships that are saying that they're doing millions of dollars a month selling parts. And, most dealerships don't even have a way to sell the parts. So let's look at it on this website here. If we look at this website is the one that we're playing with. We've got the shop by bikes, which we don't have all the bikes that they've got and everything else on this website, so it's difficult to tell. But you got the 360 degree thing here. You got check availability, financing. And this website gets 100% across the board. It's got 0 errors. If you check the errors, I didn't pull up the error thing, but there's no errors on it. It's ADA compliant. you can build the websites correctly, and you can set them up so they'll sell parts. I mean, this one's got 20,000 parts on it, and it will still load in under a second. I mean, it's fully loaded in 0.4 milliseconds. So when you're comparing this to this, you can see a huge difference, 41 versus 0.4. And according to all these websites, Google said for a 0.5 millisecond increase in load times, they saw a 20% drop in search traffic. So when you start looking at this stuff, it's a big problem, not only in the fact that when you look and you say, okay, these ads right here, just these sliders, which isn't even loading now, the slider kills conversions. All the studies have shown sliders kill conversions. Just by changing that slider, you should see an increase in conversions. This is not ADA compliant. It slows the website down. It's worse for the customer than not having it at all. I mean, what the dealership should, what the web developer should do is just code the website correctly. And hey, you can show this video to dealer.com and tell them I'll debate them on anything I've said in this video. There's absolutely nothing that I've said that they can even dream of debating me on. The facts are the facts. I mean, everybody says that a 1 second slow down, I mean, Amazon said it would cost them $1.6 billion a year. If Amazon was built on this platform, Amazon would not be who they are today. Amazon would not function if their website took 41.8 seconds to fully load. Every time you click to look at the next product, it took 41.8 seconds to load. You can build this guy a website that will load in under a second, get 100%, this is on desktop, let's flip over here to mobile. The accessibility problem is in my footer, and that's going to be fixed in just a second. It's the background, foreground color in the footer, which the other tests say there's nothing wrong with it, but for some reason Google's saying that these two colors are a problem, so we'll fix that in on the next time we load. This needs to move to the left, but you can see, you can pick parts, you can add them to the cart, you got to log in and do all that to add it. But you can purchase parts on the website, and it's still, with an e-commerce shop with 20,000 parts, it blows away this website, this Nissan website. You could set this website up. I don't know about all these filters and everything else. I mean, you can set up as many filters as you want. I mean, the filters aren't a problem setting up. The question is, what customers are using these filters, and how many filters? I mean, this has got new pre-owned, that would be certified, that would be okay. I guess these filters might be needed. I mean, I wonder how many people buy a car for the interior color. Transmission, I guess those filters need to be there, but you can customize. If you build this thing out in something like the Django using Python, customizing everything. This website is probably built in Bootstrap. Let's see here. Bootstrap, yep. Bootstrap is a made for beginners front-end framework that's made for amateurs. So right off the bat, and again, you can tell the web design company, I said they're a bunch of amateurs for using Bootstrap. What are they using on the back end? WordPress? No. But those frameworks and things like that are made for people who are amateurs and they don't know how to code. A website, this website here is coded in Python. And if you look at the stuff, you've got Baja OEM parts here. If you come in here and you look at the title, you've got Baja OEM parts here, genuine spare parts. Okay. This needs to be changed a little bit so it's got the OEM in there. But you get the idea. I mean, if it's set up correctly, then you're not going to have all these problems with the load times. I mean, this website is being built out right here. So it's still got some issues and things we're trying to work out. But if you were to take this website, and add parts on it, according to all these websites who are selling parts, these dealerships who are actually selling parts, they're claiming that the smallest one they claim is making $30,000 a month. So, I mean, $30,000 a year. So if you set up the parts on here, you should be able to sell at least $30,000 a year worth of parts. But if you set this thing up and designed it right, if this website, say this website's getting a customer a day, and you take this website, redesigned it, and set it up right, it should be getting 100 customers a day compared to the one it was getting before. Plus, it's going to rank higher in the search engines. It's not going to have any of the penalties it's currently got. I mean, you could take any website, and I mean, when we blocked the traffic coming to our website, Google still found the website and ranked it and everything else. And we didn't block them, we just didn't have any links going to the pages that we didn't want to rank. And Google still, because the websites are so fast, Google falls in love with them and ranks them. This is a bad website. This is bad code. Professionals validate the code. The fact that they don't validate their code means they're not professionals. It's that simple. If you don't validate the code, you're not a professional. Professional coders validate their code. And like I said, I'll debate their web design company all day long. This is a bad website. It's bad code. It takes nearly a minute to load. I'd be ashamed if I built this website. And the web designers should be ashamed too. And I guarantee you they're not going to debate me on it. Look, I mean, just error after error. I mean, they've got so many errors and things in here, they probably hate me even looking at the website. But you can see the difference right here. And like I said, if you put this website in here to check the code, this is what it should look like. Well, I should have an error now. We're constantly uploading stuff, so it could have an error. But look, no errors. See, nothing. It says document checking completed, no errors or warnings to show. And this website does more than that one. It's got the stuff that they've got. They've got the products for sale, and they've got the parts for sale. And it's got the 360-degree radius thing here to look at. You can change the bike color. If you click here, you can see it in the different colors. So I mean, redesigning that website and getting it to load in under a second, and adding the parts on there and looking at the setup and all and trying to figure out the best way to set it up, I guarantee you could take this website from whatever it's selling now to 110% increase in sales just by setting it up correctly.